Apple's payment terms require electronic funds transfer, with invoices due within 45 days of receipt. Incorrect invoices may be returned, and late submissions over 90 days incur a 2% discount. Billing disputes must be resolved within 30 days, and Apple reserves audit rights to ensure compliance. Overcharges must be reimbursed with interest. Apple's payment terms require seller to invoice within 90 days of service completion or goods delivery, referencing the applicable purchase order. Payment is due within 45 days of a correct invoice, with a 2% discount for late invoices. Billing disputes must be resolved within 30 days, and Apple reserves audit rights to ensure compliance and accuracy. Apple reserves the right to inspect goods or service deliverables for conformity before payment. Non-conforming goods can be rejected and returned to the seller. Seller acts as an independent contractor responsible for its own costs and without authority to bind Apple. Seller must handle all applicable taxes and provide necessary documentation, including tax invoices and exemption certificates if applicable. Seller must indemnify Apple against claims related to goods or services, including injury, property damage, or legal violations. If infringement occurs, seller must provide non-infringing alternatives or refunds. Confidentiality is crucial. Seller must protect Apple's proprietary information, limiting access and ensuring non-disclosure. Seller must use reasonable care to prevent unauthorized use, only disclosing as legally required. Seller must protect Apple confidential information and personal data, adhering to legal requirements and Apple's instructions. Implement robust security measures, including encryption and multi-factor authentication. Notify Apple of any security breaches and assist in investigations. Non-compliance may lead to data transfer, suspension, or agreement termination. All work product remains Apple's exclusive property, with seller assigning all rights to Apple. Seller must not assert intellectual property claims against Apple for work product. Apple owns rights to works related to its business or developed using its resources. Seller must comply with anti-corruption laws, avoiding bribes or illegal payments. Apple can terminate the agreement for breaches or insolvency, compensating only for satisfactory services or goods delivered before termination. Seller's obligations are unique, and breaches can cause irreparable damage to Apple, warranting injunctive relief. In legal actions, the prevailing party recovers costs and attorney's fees. Apple is not liable for incidental or consequential damages. Seller cannot assign rights without Apple's consent. This agreement is non-exclusive, allowing both parties to engage with others, provided compliance with terms. Seller must comply with Customs Trade Partnership Against Terrorism security procedures for United States services or goods transport. Hazardous materials require seller's understanding of associated risks. Seller cannot use Apple's trademarks or make public statements about the agreement. Governed by Singapore law, disputes are resolved through mediation or litigation in Singapore. Equitable relief can be sought for intellectual property protection. The agreement is the definitive statement of terms, superseding prior negotiations. It cannot be altered without written consent from both parties. The contract's Rights of Third Parties Act does not apply, ensuring no third-party rights are granted. This ensures clarity and exclusivity in the contractual relationship.